Hello there everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's Space Cowboy here with another video for you guys here today. And just about an hour ago as of this recording, we had a press conference held prior to the 2024 NFL Draft with Mike McCarthy, Stephen Jones, and Jerry Jones. And let me tell you, the press conference did not put me in a better mental space when it comes to how this team is being run and where they're looking at things. And that's where I wanted to start a dialogue about how that press conference went and what you guys thought. One of the key takeaways that I got from that press conference was that the Cowboys were satisfied with what they've done so far up to this point, and they're banking on this upcoming draft class in 2024 to step in and help them with their all-in push for 2024. That was a term that was used again in this particular press conference by Jerry. He talked about how he was all in on this particular draft class. And the thing is that they look at all in a whole lot differently than we do. And that was something that I mentioned on the channel at the beginning of the offseason. I wasn't naive to think that they're going to go spend a bunch of money on certain position players, which is not what I was asking them to do in this offseason. I was asking them to do the bare minimum of replenishing the talent that they lost in this particular offseason, and they failed to do that. And then you have Jerry and Steven going out here in these press conferences and these interviews trying to gaslight the entire fan base and the media, trying to act like we can't do anything. Oh, well, our salary cap is limiting what we can do. Oh, well, we're trying to save up some money to sign our own guys. Oh, well, when we tried to go all in last year and we made those moves and we won the offseason, well, it didn't do anything in the postseason. And we're doing all these things, but things aren't working. Then what the hell are you doing? Last offseason, they did the bare minimum when it comes to how NFL teams operate, which is getting talent to replenish the talent you lost and letting that flourish and helping you win games. Like, it wasn't like the moves you made didn't help you. And then you're using a one-game sample size. And look, I'm still embarrassed by that playoff game against Green Bay. It left a poor taste in everybody's mouth still. But I'm not the one that's making these decisions with how the team is operating. That's on the front office, right? So they're not going to gaslight me into thinking they can't do anything. They absolutely can. It's just they don't want to put in the work. The thing is that if you feel like Mike McCarthy is not the guy or he's leaving a poor taste in your mouths as a front office, then fire him. Go get someone else. But if you feel like he's doing well, then extend him. Don't leave him in limbo. Same thing with Dak Prescott. If you think that Dak Prescott is not the guy to lead this team to a championship or you don't see it happening, then make some moves to go get some draft capital. I understand he has a no trade clause, but you as a front office would explore those options. But they don't. They keep him on this big cap hit, and they want to go have him prove it again that he's the guy by taking things away from him and making it seem like that's how you prove if you have a quality quarterback rather than helping him, which, don't ask me. I don't understand how this team even operates considering how every other front office operates. I mean, look at your rival. When you look at the Eagles looked at what happened last year and they say, look, we need to make sure that this doesn't happen again. Let's go add some pieces to replenish talent that was lost, and then we'll go into the draft, and we'll go get our guys. And look, they don't draft as well as Dallas does, for sure. But still, they're doing what they need to do to replenish their roster to go for another run at a championship. The Cowboys don't do that. You don't just look at one off season where you made a couple moves and the result was, oh, you lost in the first round of a playoff game, and then go, oh, well, we did win that off season, but, it didn't really, No, you as a front office evaluate where this team is at and make the necessary changes. I understand that they threw out the term all in, and I know that that didn't mean anything, right? But if you were truly all in, wouldn't you want to go make some moves to try and add talent and retain a couple of your pieces so that you can make a run? All you did was sign a bunch of dudes to one-year contracts, and trust me, not all the signings were bad. There were some solid signings in there, and I'll praise them for that. But still, that doesn't justify what they've done this offseason. The fact is this feels a lot worse than the 2022 offseason. The Cowboys have spent the least amount of cash this offseason amongst not only their own players but external free agents. Around 11 to 12 million dollars. We're still waiting on the Royce Freeman contract details, but still 11 to 12 million dollars. You want to know who the next lowest team is? It's the Los Angeles Chargers. And they spent $41 million with the same parameters with their own and external free agents. That's a $30 million gap. In that $30 million gap, you can sign 6 free agents for $5 million. In fact, if we wanted to go a little bit further, the Dallas Cowboys could have made the cap room to make those moves to go bring back Jonathan Hankins, to sign a Zach Moss who they were interested in, to sign plenty of other dudes back. But they don't want to use the mechanisms at their disposal, because when you restructure contracts and when you're re-signing your guys, you have to do all of these continuously. That's why when you see teams like the Saints and the Eagles making these moves but they have literally no cap space, it's because of how they're manipulating the salary cap, and they have to do that every single year. Good GMs understand that. The problem is the Cowboys don't have a good GM. The Cowboys are trying to act like that the entire league is still operating in the 90s, but we're in the year of our Lord 2024. So there were a couple media members like Jane Slater who was going at Jerry Jones a little bit, not hostile, but just questioning, like, what are we doing here? And like, hey, I don't have any problems. I'm just trying to figure out what the plan is. And then they're trying to put a spin on it to act like they're actually doing something. And unfortunately, this is just how the Cowboys do business. You're not going to see any deals done until maybe training camp. But again, like, I don't like that. That is bad business. If you feel like CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Micah Parsons are dudes that you want to keep, wouldn't you think that per your philosophy you would want to sign these guys? Get them under contract, market value, you name it? Evidently, they don't want to do that. So look, my thing is with this press conference, it just showed me that the Cowboys are doomed, in the sense of they are not going to put any effort into building a competent team, aside from drafting, hoping the prospects work out. And if they do, that's great. But again, like, even at their own philosophy of signing their own, they suck at it. We've seen this over the past decade with guys like DeMarcus Lawrence, guys like Zeke, Dak, you name it. They're always lowballing people. So look, it is what it is. I just wanted to start a dialogue with this entire press conference as we're getting closer to the draft, which, by the way, tomorrow at 10 a.m., we're going to be doing a pre-draft show. It's draft eve. We're going to be doing a mock draft, and we're going to be talking about certain prospects and all that other stuff, so please make sure to swing by there. But with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as it's a terrible topic to talk about, but I'll catch you guys in the next one.